My jaw is completely snug shut, encapsulated shut. I'm 6 in the morning, 28th of December, crippling, degrading with a detective saying sorry. My entire life snagged into 1,000 crowns and a detective afflicting a crippling apology with my entire life snagged with detectives entitled to my power to sorry into it. Catastrophic torture still continues, critical condition. Critical state still continues. They've made a human punch bag where they can squash their own anxieties. Basically, they're killing my power and saying sorry for it internally. So that's what they've created. They've created a institutional software they kill my power and say sorry for it. So every time they've incriminated me or every time they've committed crime against me, they've internalised it into a detective saying sorry into it. So I'm laid here in a tent in a critical condition, second by second state with detective killing my power and saying sorry with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes. What I mean by killing power is every time I've been assaulted and they've imitated it overpowering me, every time I've spoken to a female, dated a female, or been engaging in sex with a female and they've stopped me from doing it, they've rather controlled the female into sleeping with somebody else, which is usually the same people. So every time I date a female or speak to a female, they're controlling into sleeping with somebody else and it kills my power internally. So they're killing my sex power. They're putting my power, like I've explained in other videos, they put your power into stuff and then stop you from doing it and kill your power using the system. So they'll put your power into buying a PlayStation and next week it gets stolen. They'll put your power into buying a scooter as a child and it gets stolen. They'll put your power into dating a female and she sleeps with somebody else. So they'll kill your power using institutionalisation frequently. That's happened. Kill your criminal power or your power in society. Your masculinity, where you're walking around with masculinity and you get it killed by somebody assaulting you and killing your power. So what they do is they call it killing power or apparently killing power, where they commit crime against you and stop you from getting power in society. They've internalised all those incidents into detectives saying sorry, afflicting a crippling apology. So I'm living in 1,000 crowns with my entire jaw snagged. My jaw completely encapsulated, snagged shut, damaging my teeth, putting pressure on my jaw, and apparently killing my power internally with a detective afflicting a crippling, degrading, saying sorry whilst being entitled to do what he wants. He's entitled to do what he wants at my expense, and I'm a liar and he's entitled to do what he wants. He's killed my power to call me a liar and say sorry into it, causing catastrophic and horrific torture. Like I said, there's no doubts in my mind it's inhumane to be alive. There's no doubts in my mind it's worse than any crime. My jaw's completely laid shut. My jaw is completely, my entire life is fully encapsulated into a controlled state, and I mean completely encapsulated shut. They stripped my entire life out saying sorry into my power, afflicting some of them. I'm not joking when I'm saying the most horrific torture imaginable. So if you imagine one assault, the frantic people start crying, people start getting hurt. Imagine 1,000 events of criminality, including 50 assaults. Every time you've dated a female, she slept with somebody else. Every time your family's died. I've recently seen a poster of a girl saying her mum and dad died and it was the worst pain she'd ever imagined. Well, I'm living all my family dying prematurely, unexpectedly, over 50 assaults and losing out on sex with over 50 women. Every time I've been incriminated, they've internalised it with a detective overpowering me and saying sorry into it, afflicting catastrophic degrading. So basically, I'm just going to say about 1,000 crimes, crippling degree. Every time I've been incriminated, every time I've been assaulted, all these events internalised into a detective killing my power and saying sorry for it with my entire life snagged. So my entire life snagged, or my power in society snagged into 1,000 crimes with a detective. So I'm living in 1,000 crimes with the pain of 1,000 crimes with a detective killing my power and saying sorry for it. Basically, a detective committing 1,000 crimes against me and saying sorry for it. So saying sorry while committing 1,000 crimes against me internally. So my power in society is living in 1,000 crimes with a detective saying sorry to me all day. That's because they've made their own human punch bag in conjunction. They've made my power in society out of being a victim of crime, that the crimes that they want to commit against me, so they can communicate sorry into it and squash their own anxieties and get perverted gratification out of keeping possession of a human being and squashing their own anxieties. Either way, critical condition saying sorry into my power again, causing catastrophic and horrific torture. My jaw is completely wide shut and encapsulated shut internally. I cannot move, I cannot speak. All these videos are the same thing over and over again, because I apparently can't kill power in society. It means I haven't got the ability to think myself or get power in society, because apparently I'm a liar. So they've stripped out all my ability to speak for myself and my jaw's laid shut. Joe's completely killed, wired shut, internalised, snagged, physically snagged shut my power to speak for myself. So I've got no ability to think, speak for myself, and no ability to get power in society. Crippling degrading still continues, 28th of December 2025. It's a day before my 33rd birthday and I'm in a critical condition with a detective killing my power and saying sorry for it with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes. With my entire life shut and encapsulated into 1,000 crimes with a detective being entitled to my power to say sorry for 1,000 crimes. Critical condition. 1,000 crimes being encapsulated into my entire life, encapsulated and snagged into 1,000 crimes with a detective saying sorry to it, imitating being entitled to my power to do what he wants. In other words, he's entitled to commit crime against me and say sorry for it with my entire life snagged into it. My life never changes in society outside of my life being snagged into a detective committing crime against me. That's because they're manipulating an institutional self to create human punch bags. Critical condition. 6 in the morning, being my entire life snagged into detectives saying sorry to me with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes. It's a forced suicide. There is no doubts whatsoever it's a forced suicide and inhumane to stay alive. My jaw and back of my skull is completely wired, encapsulated shut. Killing my power, saying sorry for it with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes. It's inhumane to be alive and it's a forced suicide. They've got to start regulating what they're doing, what these officers are doing and what the system's doing with an institutional self on. Because it's a crime against humanity.